How's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 39 of Greels Reels. I'm your host, Robert Greeley, and I hope you all are having a great day. Today, we are chatting with the newest St. Louis Blues prospect, Will Cranley. He's currently with the 67s and has been stellar every time he steps on the ice. But hey, let's just jump right into it today. Will, man, how's it been? How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's been good. Bit of a long off season, but other than that, it's been pretty good. I mean, Peterborough hasn't got hit by COVID too bad, but just been trying to keep busy, doing a little bit of work here and there, working out, obviously, trying to get on the ice as much as I can. It's pretty much my life right now. How about you?
Fair enough. No, I can't complain either. Just trying to manage everything, still do these podcast episodes, started my master's, so that's going to keep me busy. Miss seeing you guys at the rink here all the time, though.
Yeah, that's got to
I
be
mean, but hey, first and foremost, congratulations, the newest St. Louis Blues prospect.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks a lot.
How did it feel to finally hear that name be called?
Oh, unbelievable. I mean, childhood dream come true. It's crazy that it happened. I just got my jersey in the mail and my hat, so makes it that much better. It was obviously really exciting.
They got the, I guess probably number 20 tossed on it for the 2020 draft, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good little care package in the mail.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, let's kind of start there. How'd that whole draft process? Because obviously it's a little bit different, but I mean, I guess let's start when you initially found out that you were ranked and as a top goalie prospect for this year's draft. What was how'd that all start for you?
So I forget when the first ranking came out, but kind of didn't really see much about it. And then Kenny kind of commented to me, like our radio broadcaster kind of just told me, and I was like, wow, that's pretty exciting. But, it's just, I think I originally came out as 16 or something. And it was like, oh, like, that's good. I'm happy my name's on the list, obviously. And to be recognized by Central Scouting is great and all. But at the end of the day, I was ranked kind of low, and I was struggling at that point in the season. I was just like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm not worried about that kind of something. It's nice to have your name thrown out there, but it doesn't really matter. And then later I kind of rose a little bit, and Kenny told me kind of again, like I seen it this time a little bit just because like you get tagged and stuff on social media or whatever. And I came out as like being ranked 4th, it was good. Obviously that's a big rise. And I obviously played a little bit better too at that stage in the season, and was kind of performing a lot better than I originally was. So I was happy to see my name once again on the list, but it's different because you don't really know what's going to happen in the draft. Even if you see like Central Scout and have your name there, it still doesn't really mean a whole lot. And obviously it's an honor, but it was kind of just came down to the draft and what was going to happen on draft day.
Mm-hmm. Almost, I guess not counting your chickens before they're hatched kind of thing,
Exactly.
right? So, I mean, I guess as all that's going on, how are you trying to approach the season to, I guess make sure that you're making the most of the opportunities? Because, we'll get into it in a bit, but, with the 67s, you've been basically a part of some pretty incredible goalie tandems, right?
Yeah, that's right. So for me, just kind of going through that process in the season at the start, I might have been a little bit too focused on it, and you could kind of see it in my play that I was playing a little bit stressful and had a lot of pressure on myself. But a little bit through the season, my mindset kind of changed through practice. I thought I started practicing a lot better and just kind of taking it one day at a time and worrying about what I can control. And that honestly, that's just really outside noise at that stage in your season. It doesn't really, it shouldn't affect you the way you play or anything like that. So that's kind of just the way I looked at it all season. And as soon as I kind of switched, my mind kind of switched, or my mindset had that look of I just control what I can control, I think it affected my performance a lot better, and I was able to cope with it a little bit better as well.
What were some strategies that you used to take place to kind of make that adjustment?
Just once again in practice, just taking it one day at a time, just go to the rink, focus on your effort, and really ultimately you can't really control the result, but if the process is right and you're doing the right things every day, eating right, sleeping right, worried like your mental approach is in the right spot, you're on the ice kind of concerned about one puck at a time and that sort of thing, then I think that really kind of all contributed to my performance.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I guess as the season kind of cut short, and as you're leading up to the draft, are you like how are you talking to teams as much? I guess a lot of Zoom meetings and things of that nature.
Yeah. So after the season ended, we talked to some teams. Me, Marco, and Quinner kind of talked to a lot of teams in season. Obviously, they talked more than I did, but they we all kind of talked to teams throughout the season, just with their a lot of player development coaches and whatnot from different teams. And then kind of after the season ended, it was like that's when everything really started to happen. There was a while there that teams thought the draft was going to be in June. So a lot of stuff happened before June, just in those couple months that we kind of the season stopped, and there was a lot of Zoom calls then, and then everything the draft kind of got pushed back, and they announced that they were going to have the bubble and the playoffs played in the NHL. So that kind of set everything back a little bit. So at that stage, throughout the middle of the summer, there was like no interviews and no meetings and stuff, and then as it got closer, there was a few meetings, but still most of the teams I feel got a lot of their Zoom meetings done right away
Mm-hmm.
at the start of the summer.
Yeah, no, I guess it all kind of makes sense. And yeah, let's go back to the moment that you got drafted. Were you expecting it to be St. Louis, or was that a nice surprise?
I had good conversation with St. Louis and a few Zoom calls with them, so I knew they'd be a good possibility. And when my name got called by them, I was really really excited. Again, just they took the time to get to know me before, and it's good to know that you're going to a team that really took the time to meet you, like even if it's through a Zoom call. That was really nice.
And honestly, it's a great organization for goalies. Like they got some good goalie prospects. So I guess is that something you're excited to experience? Be around guys like Binnington once I guess rookie camps and training camps all come about.
Oh yeah, like even from a younger stage, you got Hofer, the guy who just started in the World Juniors, and kind of went through that adversity, and then you got Binnington, who obviously he's gone through a bit of adversity as well, kind of being bounced up and down between minor leagues under the NHL, and then coming up and kind of shining when he needed to, and that sort of thing. So obviously, it's great to be part of the Blues organization, and the fact that they develop goalies to the next level is great.
If you could take anything from like a guy like Bennington's game, what do you think you would grab?
I think a lot of it's his mental approach, like having that mental strength and resiliency to like for him. Like I remember watching Spin Chicklets podcast, I think it was with Bennington, and he just said to the coach, like the coach is like, all right, you're going down to we want you to go into the coast, and then he's like, no, like I'm staying in the AHL, and like just like like I know it's kind of bold, but to have like the resiliency and kind of belief in yourself that you can play there. And he ended up getting loaned to Providence, I think it was. So that's pretty crazy. And just like I'd love to learn just how to have that mental resilience.
Yeah, well, I guess you're going to probably have lots of opportunities to work with guys like that. Has anybody from the team reached out? Have you been chatting with many people?
Yeah, so I was out for dinner, and I should say first, I right after the draft, I got a text from Ryan O'Reilly
Nice.
that like just a quick congrats, welcome to the organization. It's a great organization, which is really good of him to reach out. And then I was at dinner a few nights later, I believe, and Binnington reached out to me, which is pretty special, and just kind of said, I met him previously at BioSteel Camp in Toronto, but he reached out to me and just said, welcome to the team. Like, if there's anything I can do to help, just let me know, essentially. And we just kind of shot the breeze there for a bit, which was pretty cool.
Nice. What's it mean to be, have to be a young guy and have guys like that, especially O'Reilly being such a veteran presence, take the time to reach out. What's that mean for you?
Oh, it's like it's crazy, and it speaks to the organization itself that have players that reach out like that and take the time just to like once again welcome somebody. I know it probably it's not much for them, but it means a lot to like the younger guys like myself. And like I said, once again, it speaks a lot about the organization that they have guys that do that, and they kind of bring their guys to do that, which is it's really special.
hmm I guess, we'll chat now a little bit more about, your development. So obviously you spent the last couple of seasons with the 67s. They drafted you to their organization back in uh, your
2018.
OHL draft. Yeah, 2018 was your OHL draft year.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I guess first off, maybe even, we're talking about the NHL draft. How'd it feel when you found out you were going to Ottawa?
It was pretty special. Before Ottawa, like before the whole draft, I said like my dream place to play would be Ottawa, just because they my aunt lives there and she always wanted to have me as like a billet kid. So I've done that in Ottawa, and that's who my billet's been for the last couple of years. So it's pretty cool, and to think that I got drafted by, like, once again, a great organization with great coaching, great managers, like great ownership. It's unbelievable, and I'm honored to have that and to have been drafted by them at the
Mm-hmm.
time. Sure.
And yeah, I mean, it seems like, you've been put into a great situation because you've got some incredible role models over the last couple of seasons, right? Obviously, Michael DiPietro comes in after that big blockbuster trade with Windsor, and then
Yeah.
Cedric Andre is also another guy. How have they helped you, get to this point in your career?
Oh, I think just especially SETI. Like when I came to Ottawa, I didn't really know anybody. I went there a week early just to try and get um, associated with them all and like kind of meet all the guys and work out with them. And SETI kind of took me under his wing right away, which was special.
Yeah, and I guess you know what, it almost testifies to Seti's style and game, like all over the place, like making those desperation saves, which I think is a big difference between you guys, right?
Oh yeah, like, and then you go, like, I'll continue on this, but you go into SETI and just his work ethic and practice, the way he prepares himself, it's totally different than Mikey, but it's something that I could for sure learn from. Like you said, he plays the game because he loves it, and he loves just going out there and being with the boys and making saves and making desperation saves. Like, that's just his game. That's what he likes to do. And he is a good technical goalie, don't get me wrong. Just he likes to also throw in a bit of a compete mode and just do what it takes to stop the puck. And it's great to like learn from somebody like that, because that's not the way exactly that I play the game, but it's good to for sure learn from somebody like that and learn how they prepare in the room.
Mm-hmm. And I guess because I mean, how have you been able to adjust to having that the backup, or even at some points in time, even through that long like playoff stretch where you guys made it to the finals there in the OHL, third string role. So how have you been able to kind of capitalize on being the best person for those jobs, when I'm sure you'd love to be front and center and playing all those minutes as you possibly can?
I think it was just kind of going to the rink and working my hardest every day and just trying to get better. Like, I understood I wasn't playing in games, and at that point it was like a continuation of my summer. Like, obviously I had to be ready to go if something happened, but at the same time I had a lot of time one-on-one with our goaltending coaches, Charlie and Freddie, and I think that was a huge part of my game and how my season even happened this year. We worked on a lot of foot speed stuff, a lot of more technical things that I think I developed really strongly on during that time. And I thought that's just what kept me going, is just this is basically like I was still around the boys and I still had that great experience, but at the same time, it was like a part of my summer. And every time I got on the ice, it was time to get better.
Mm-hmm. And I guess what would be some future expectations for yourself? Any big goals, any milestones you'd like to meet over the next year?
I think it's just more kind of just doing what I'm doing, just control what I can control. Go in there every day and just give my team, whether it's a game, giving my team the best chance to win and compete in the net. I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just making sure every time I go in, I give the team a chance to win. And I know if I do that and if I do my job in the net, that all the little stuff will take care of itself.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, you can only control what you can control, right? And I guess for you, it's stopping the puck, right?
Exactly. Stop one puck at a time. It's that easy.
Oh man, so you've actually been pretty fortunate too. You've gotten to represent Canada, the Canada Red U17 for the World Hockey Championship U17 section of that. I mean, let's just talk about that experience a little bit now too.
Yeah, so that was a wicked experience. Obviously, anytime you get to put the maple leaf on, it's pretty special. And I was super fortunate to kind of be in that situation and compete with the team. And our team was we ended up going to the bronze medal game, but it's crazy to think about that. I was there and competing with all the other guys, the best guys in my age group, and I'm very fortunate and honored to kind of be able to do that. And it was definitely something very special that I won't forget.
Yeah, and you have to do it too because I mean Matt's now been traded to Windsor and he's playing in Windsor now. But at the time, two 67's teammates, like you got to do it with him, so I'm sure that was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome just having a guy there that and kind of somebody you can always fall back on and to kind of talk to if something wasn't right or you just weren't feeling comfortable because you are away from the team for 2 weeks and you're just kind of you get to know the guys pretty well, but then it's like an extra like a security guy that you can just kind of go talk to if you want to. And obviously Madge is a pretty good guy to do that with. I mean, he's a funny guy. He lightens the mood up and he's a great guy.
No, I honestly, yeah, Matt's unreal. We've had him on before too, right? So
Yeah, such a good guy.
yeah, I can't nothing bad to say about him. I'm excited to see actually what once things get rolling again, how he's going to perform. You
Yeah,
think
he'll be good.
you think he'll put a couple behind you next season?
I don't know about that, but he'll be good.
Yeah, no, he'll. I don't know. Who knows, man? Maybe he's got the competitive advantage on you from just knowing you now for so long.
Oh yeah, put him in a shootout. He might tuck one, maybe.
Maybe. No, it's all good. I guess yeah. Who are some guys in the OHL now that you've kind of seen that have that incredible shot that you kind of hate going up against as a goaltender, but try and make some certain adjustments to perform well against them.
I'd say Kaliev. He's obviously a good shooter, and you have to know where he is on the ice when he's on the power play. And I think another big one for me, constantly playing them, was Wright, Shane Wright. He's young, but he's really, really good and intelligent. And obviously, guys in practice like Marco and Jack, they're pretty good at shooting the puck too. They know how to rip it.
When one thing that a lot of people don't think of in terms of the goaltender position is penalty kill strategy. Is there anything that you kind of try and insert into the penalty kill, things that you're paying attention of? Like you said, like maybe it's paying attention to certain guys on the ice.
Oh, I think it's just the way guys shoot and what their tendency is when they get the puck. So like a guy like I know one game that sticks out is kind of Forrester, like on the top of the circle there. He likes to one time the puck, so it's just kind of knowing that. But yeah, I think it's just kind of knowing guys' tendencies and knowing your role and you're trying to give your team the best chance at killing once again. Like whether that be stopping the puck behind the net and giving them a chance to get it all the way down the ice and get a change or knowing when to cover it. I think that's another big thing that kill for a goalie.
Yeah, I guess it's more or less the film study part of it too, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's just statistics and kind of going over pregame with Coach Marr there. He lets us know what our job is and what our role is.
Mm-hmm. And you've been getting some, off ice. You've been doing some fishing, some golfing this summer. How's that been? You've been out recently?
Golfing's kind of slowed down because this summer I've been working out at like ever since kind of COVID hit and we got shut down. I've been kind of trying to get to Cambridge at a private ice just because the rinks weren't open for the longest time in Peterborough. So originally there for about 2 or 3 months, I was big golfer. I got a hole in one my first like week playing, which was crazy. I played when I was a kid, but not like seriously. And then the whole fishing thing, I go there usually a couple times with my there's a family friend of mine that he's a pretty good fisher at a cottage there, and usually lots of pike and lots of bass. I also kind of got the chance to shoot a gun for the first time too, so hoping to get my license soon and go hunting. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, so I guess you're a big outdoors guy, eh?
Yeah, lots of in the summertime too. I spend a lot of time four-wheeling and that kind of thing up at my cottage. So
nice. What's the scene like that for out in Peterborough? I'm not like honestly, I've never been to Peterborough, but whenever I hear stuff like that, it always reminds me of home. Obviously, being from Newfoundland.
yeah, there's a lot of people. Like there's obviously city people in Peterborough, but there's a lot of kind of country kids too, just pulling from the surrounding areas like Ennisport, Keene, Cavan, those kind of places.
Nice. And Yeah, so the hole in one, did the group you were with, they buy you a steak dinner, or how'd that go down? I'm sure
Well,
that was
with
quite the
my
celebration.
dad and a random guy, and he's blown away. He's been golfing for like 40 years and he can't figure out how to get one. So
I
I
guess
don't think I
you.
was getting anything from him. He was more mad than he was happy for me, for sure.
I was gonna say you're probably not getting. He's probably not taking you golfing anytime soon anymore.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Eh,
He still likes beating me every now and then.
Fair enough. No, man, and so I guess too, like just growing up in Peterborough, what was the minor hockey scene like? I know you got some pretty solid developmental programs out there. Obviously, the junior Pete's essentially like that kind of group.
Yeah. It was really good. I kind of grew up, so I played house league and then advanced to double A and then played triple A all the way up from minor Pee Wee or major Adam, sorry, all the way up through the triple A system, and the development is very good. I'd say we get to in Peterborough. We have a goalie coach that works with the minor hockey programs, the same guy that works with the Pete's, Andrew Werner, and he does a great job with the local goalies and whatnot, and kind of brings the newest teaching points of the game to them so that they're able to kind of catch on to that stuff pretty quickly compared to a lot
Mhm.
of systems, I think. But I have nothing but good things to say about Peterborough's developmental program for minor hockey.
Yeah, well, I mean, it seems to be working. Like there's a lot of great athletes and players coming out from that area.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Barry Hayton. Yeah. Those kind of guys.
Now I gotta ask, and I gotta make this comparison. So obviously, the 67s and Guelph has had a pretty the rivalry's been building over the last few years, and their guy who same draft class as you went in the third round. Nico Dawes, he gets picked up by the Devils. You're now with the Blues. Do you think that's going to be a matchup? Who knows? Maybe from years to come, a little the battle of those two scenes, yourself and Dawes.
I don't know. I work out with Ozzy now, and he's a good guy, a good goalie, obviously. But I don't know. Maybe there would be that little rivalry there. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? I mean, it's interesting. He's I mean, it's crazy too. Kind of seeing the turnaround that he's done over the
Yeah.
last couple of seasons, right? And yeah, so the fact that you guys are working out together too just kind of makes sense that you're both highly touted prospects and both draft picks now to the NHL.
Yeah.
Similar work ethics. What have you guys been working on specifically?
A lot of technical aspects of my game and a lot of just kind of tactical skills, like a lot of just reading the play and kind of learning to have more patience in my game. That's a lot of the stuff that we've been really focusing on. Just
Mhm.
making sure that that stuff all stays sharp with a lot of time off.
So, I mean, what are some other things, other interests that you got going on? Any other things that you've been working on, or is it all still primarily hockey? And hey, if you're not working on it, are there some? Because quarantine's brought out a lot of people into different skill sets. Some people are knitting, they're painting. What's how you've been trying to look at different assets?
So I've been working out for hockey for the last while, but there's a few months, I'd say like 3 months, where the rinks are kind of shut down. I'm still working out every day, but I did a lot of first things, like I said about the shooting guns. I worked at a mechanic shop for a bit with a friend. I did some construction work, like up on Stony Lake, like running chainsaws, mini excavators, done that kind of stuff. So it's been quite busy for me. Like I said, I like to four wheel and kind of spend some time in my cottage too. So I've been
Nice.
doing a lot of that stuff.
Do you think that could be a potential business for you someday? Maybe when you hang up the goalie pads, almost have like your own mechanic shop, like car restoration or things of that nature.
I don't know about that. I'll leave that to the professionals. But I want to be a firefighter. That's
Okay.
what I'd like to do. If we kind of did that actually as a team building activity last year during the playoffs, which was really cool, and I really really enjoyed that. So after hockey's done, I want to be a firefighter and maybe a business owner on the side.
Nice. What kind of business?
Um, I don't know, have an exact thing set up yet, but my dad's an architect, and his boss is getting he's getting older, so maybe me and him could set up an architectural business.
Hey, no way. I'll be hitting you up because funny enough, my little sister just accepted a offer to Dal for architecture. So
Really?
if that all comes to fruition, I'll be giving you a call and being like, hey man, like here's a great candidate for you to hire. I'm kidding. Obviously, there's that's way down the road, and there's a lot of things that are going to happen before that. But hey, it'd be pretty funny if it all worked out like that.
It would be.
No, man. Honestly, Will, this is everything that I wanted to chat about this evening. So this is just the part of the podcast where I toss the show over to you. So it's your show. You can talk about whatever you want. It could be a life lesson, childhood story, literally anything. The show is yours.
I got a couple things. So I'd say another thing, I didn't really throw it in about Mike, but I thought Mike was like a great kind of, obviously he's an ambassador of the game. He just loves the game, and the way he prepares, I think I could take a lot from him. Just the focus he has when he's in the net, and he loves the game, but he does things a certain way, and he has a very set in stone kind of way of going about how he plays and his tactics and everything. So I think I can take a lot out of Mike's game as well. And it was an honor to play with Mikey. Obviously, he's an unreal goalie, and he just had a great year in the AHL. So I'm happy for him. And then I'll just tell a quick story about how I got into hockey. So I growing up, my dad threw me in Timbits hockey, and I hated it. Absolutely hated hockey. I couldn't skate. I wanted to go snowmobiling at my cottage. So I didn't really get into hockey until about 2009. I seen Marc-Andre Fleury win the Stanley Cup and make that like huge save, that huge cross crease against Detroit save. That kind of sparked my interest, as well as my dad being a goalie. And then kind of growing up, I started playing road hockey because I got into it a little more. And I actually started, there two older guys next door that are like, all right, we need a goalie. You want to play goalie? And I was like, okay, I'll go in. And so I start playing like road hockey with this guy. And it turns out he's actually he turned into a scout for London, and then got hired by Arizona as a scout, which is pretty crazy. So that's kind of how I got into hockey. And ever since then, I kind of, like I said, I played church league hockey just for fun, and then went into AA, more rep, and then went to AAA all the way up.
That's pretty incredible, honestly. It's funny how things work out and like the domino effect of it all.
Oh, it's a small world. Like, to think that somebody you're playing ball hockey with turns into a scout for the OHL and then the NHL, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, no, it is. And who knows? I mean, with the nature of pro sport, it could essentially find yourself in the same organization someday too.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, hey, Will, man, thanks so much for joining us this evening. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, no worries, man. All right, that's all for this week. This was a really fun chat, and I hope you had as great a time as I did when I was recording it. If you enjoyed it, please send it to a friend, leave us a review. See you next week. In the meantime, stay best kind.